Welcome back to the Professor's Lab. I'm Professor V, and this is Finals. Game 3, the final game of the League Cup that happened at Die Hard Games on November 4th, 2023. If you didn't know, Die Hard League happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central at Die Hard Games, featuring casual and tournament play of whatever format anyone wants, really. More info in the description. League Challenge Thursday, November 16th at 6 p.m. Central at Die Hard Games. And check out Pokemon's event locator for more premier events at Die Hard Games, such as League Challenges, League Cups, and pre-releases. Please hit that like button right quick. Subscribe to this channel. Ring the bell for notifications. Say what you need to say in the comments and all that other good free stuff. But anyways, let's get into this finals. Game 3. On the left, Mew VMAX. On the right, Lost Zone. Deoxys versus Cramorant. Mew is starting us off here with an Ultra Ball. Discarding a couple cards. Have to get rid of the Mew VMAX. That's okay. There's most likely two more in the deck here. And really agonizing over this other discard. It's either the Choice Belt or the Double Turbo Energy, from what I remember. I think in hindsight, the Choice Belt was the quote correct choice here. But either way, could not even matter. Ultra Ball. Search in the deck for a Genesect V, and it will join, or actually be the first onto the bench here. Our player is going to go ahead and take a look through their deck to see what's in there, what they have access to, what might be prized. Taking a look at all their bling they got going on. You know, they didn't get it all for no reason. Might as well take a good look at it while you can with that golden Ultra Ball there. Now shuffling things up to get ready for the next move. As always, hunting for that Battle VIP pass, turn 1. It's the only time you could play it. Fusion Strike Energy being attached to the bench Genesect V. That's good, and I'll explain why if it comes up. Forest Seal Stone being attached to that Genesect V. And then Choice Belt attached to the active Deoxys. And now we're going to see a Fusion Strike system for one card, since there's two Fusion Strike Pokemon in play. Looking to see if they could draw that Battle VIP pass naturally, but instead gonna be bailed out by the Forest Seal Stone there on the bench. That gives Genesect V the V-Star Power Star Alchemy, where they could search the deck for one card. And guess what that card was? Battle VIP pass. You can only play it on your first turn. When you do, search your deck for two basic Pokemon and put them onto the bench. Genesect V and Mew V being found and joining the party here. And we still have another Fusion Strike system to use after the deck is all shuffled up. Still hunting for more VIP pass or just two more Fusion Strike Pokemon to top off that bench there. Ideally, one more, at least one more Genesect VMAX, or V is found. Alright, Fusion Strike system for up to 4, since there's 4 Fusion Strike Pokemon in play. Doesn't look like any more Pokemon or a way to find them is found, so just going to pass things over to our Lost Zone player, who benches a Radiant Greninja. Radiant Greninja discards a card with concealed cards to draw 2 more cards. Hisuian Heavy Ball being played. Look at your prizes, and you could swap Hisuian Heavy Ball with a basic Pokemon you find there, and put that Pokemon into your hand. But no basic Pokemon found in the prizes. Hisuian Heavy Ball hits the discard pile, and Battle VIP pass is played. Lost Zone's turn now to take a look at the deck, see what's in there, what's in the hand, what might be prized, what do I have access to for this early game. Battle VIP pass will find the Comfey and the famous Spiritomb with its Fettered in Misfortune ability. Basic Pokemon V in play. Both yours and your opponents have no abilities, so that shuts down Genesect V's Fusion Strike system. However, if a Genesect V has a Fusion Strike Energy attached to it, Fusion Strike Energy says prevent all effects of your opponent's Pokemon abilities done to the Pokemon this card is attached to. So Spiritomb's ability does not touch the Genesect V's ability, who have a Fusion Strike Fusion Strike energy attached to them. That's why we saw the early attachment of the Fusion Strike energy to the Genesect there on the last turn. Course Experiment being played next. Supporter card. Look at the top 5 cards of the deck. Keep 3 of them. Send 2 to the Lost Zone. Could you imagine 2/5 of your experiment just disappearing to the Lost Zone in front of your face? Switch card and Manaphy being sent to the Lost Zone here. Escape Rope being played. The opponent promotes a new active Pokemon first, and then you do the same. Mew V comes up. Comfey comes up. Comfey uses its flower selecting ability to take a look at the top 2 cards, send one to the Lost Zone, keep the other one. Psychic Energy sent to the Lost Zone, Battle VIP Pass found, and instantly slammed down. Search in the deck for 2 more Pokemon. Double Comfey found, so we must have lots of ways to switch in hand to do the flower selecting dance here with these 3 Comfey. So yeah, we got to get at least 4 into the Lost Zone in order for Cramorant to attack for free this turn. That would be ideal, I think. Lost Vacuum being played. Send a card to the Lost Zone in order to send a tool or stadium to the Lost Zone. So Raikou V being sent to the Lost Zone, as well as the opponent's Choice Belt. 4 cards in the Lost Zone now. Energy attached to the active Comfey, who manually retreats into the Cramorant. Cramorant spits innocently for free thanks to its Lost Provisions ability. If there's 4 more cards in the Lost Zone, it can attack for free, 110 damage on that opposing Mew V. Play resumes on Mew's side. Alessa's Sparkle being considered and played here. You target 2 of your Fusion Strike Pokemon, then search your deck for Fusion Strike Energy and attach 1 to each of them. So now we got 2 Genesect with Fusion Strike Energy on it, as well as a Deoxys with the Fusion Strike Energy, because that can attack here in this matchup as a pretty solid attacker. Let's see what that Deoxys text actually is while we're shuffling up here. Where is the Deoxys? Let's see, we're debating on, there we go. Debating on benching a Meloetta here. Meloetta is benched. Escape Rope played. The opponent promotes a Comfey. The Mew player promotes a Deoxys. Lost City being put into play. And the first Fusion Strike system for 5, or up to 5, since there's 5 Fusion Strike Pokemon in play. The powerful draw support of that Genesect V. A Box of Disaster, I think, being attached to the Mew V on the bench. Ooh. Not leaving any space for another Mew. Power Tablet being played, plus 30 damage to Fusion Strike Pokemon's attacks. Switch Cart being played to switch into that Mew V. Just kind of thinning down the hand here for some more Fusion Strike systems, it seems. Genesect V being put down, and a second Fusion Strike system being activated to draw up to 6, since there's now 6 Fusion Strike Pokemon in play. Double Turbo Energy found to fully power up that Deoxys on the bench. Mew free retreats into that Deoxys. And let's see, Deoxys attack, Photon Boost, 80 plus. If this Pokemon has any Fusion Strike energy attached, it does 80 more damage. So 16, 15, 14, thanks to the double turbo. 140 damage, solid damage to attack into this Lost Zone deck with, taking the KO on the opposing Comfey, taking the first prize of the game, and passing things over to Mew V, or Lost Zone. Course Experiment being played on the Lost Zone side. First thing, looking at the top 5, deciding which 3 cards to keep and which 2 to send to the Lost Zone. Looks like we're giving up the Sableye a Psychic Energy. Doesn't feel the best, but I mean, if you can't get rid of those other 3 cards, you can't get rid of them. Yeah, so we ultimately will see Sableye and Psychic Energy hitting the Lost Zone there. 7 cards in the Lost Zone, so Mirage Gate is online now. Powerful item in this Lost Zone deck, but not before a Super Rod being played. To shuffle back in from the discard pile 2 basic energy, 2 basic water energy, Mirage Gate being fired off. If there's 7 or more cards in the Lost Zone, you search your deck for 2 different basic energy and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. Looks like we're debating on attacking with this Greninja here, especially since the Meloetta V came down last turn. Potential misplay? Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Water energy and psychic energy being attached to the Radiant Greninja from Mirage Gate. Water energy being manually attached from hand to the Greninja. And now the active Comfey uses flower selecting. Looking at the top 2, sending Escape Rope or Nest Ball to the Lost Zone. Nest Ball actually going to the Lost Zone. Escape Rope being prioritized here. Artisan comes down. Switch card into the Radiant Greninja, and Radiant Greninja is going to use its Moonlight Shuriken attack. It can do 90 damage to 2 of the opponent's Pokemon. It could be on the bench or in the active spot, and if you do, discard 2 energy cards. So Meloetta being targeted and KO'd there. And, oh man, I forgot that Mew was all damaged, so Mew being targeted as well. Being knocked out, 3 prize cards being taken there. Radiant Greninja. Play resumes on Mew's side. Nest Ball being played to search the deck for a basic Pokemon to add to the bench. I don't think any target was grabbed there. So I wonder why the Meloetta was played. I remember them kind of talking about that play, but was just a liability there. Double Mew hitting the bench here. 6 fusion Pokemon in play now. And it's doing 100. Deoxys is doing 140 damage, I believe. So first fusion is like strike system, draw up to 2, attach the Forest Seal Stone to thin it out of the hand. Boss's Orders being played to bring up a Comfey. Okay, going after the Lost Zone engine here. Pal-Pad being played to shuffle back in from the discard pile to the deck, up to 2 supporters. Boss's Orders going back into the deck. It seems the Mew's game plan is to slowly pick off the Lost Zone engine so they don't have too many options. Only a Greninja in play right now. And Deoxys takes the KO on the opposing Comfey. Replacement Comfey coming into the active spot, and play resumes on Lost Zone side. Artisan being activated here to search the deck for a basic non-rule box Pokemon to add to the bench. Considering inviting Sableye to the party, Sableye hits the bench. Thanks to that Full Art Artisan there. Sableye can most likely attack this turn. Lost Mine is Sableye's attack. If there's 10 or more cards in the Lost Zone, it can use Lost Mine to put 12 damage counters on the opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards in the Lost Zone right now. Gotta get to that 10. Radiant Greninja discards an energy to draw 2 more cards. Concealed cards. And the active Comfey will use flower selecting to look at the top 2. And send a Course Experiment to the Lost Zone in favor of the Forest Seal Stone. I think there was a Dragonite V in hand, so that Forest Seal Stone is online if the player so chooses to use it. Dragonite V with Forest Seal Stone being put onto the bench. Forest Seal Stone being activated. Star Alchemy V-Star Power ability. Search your deck for a card. Pick a card, any card. I believe the Lost Vacuum is being eyeballed there. That's the way to get 10 or more cards into the Lost Zone this turn. Lost Vacuum being played here to send a card to the Lost Zone. An Escape Rope in order to send a Stadium or Tool to the Lost Zone. So that used Forest Seal Stone going to the Lost Zone as well, bringing our Lost Zone count up to 10 or more. Super Rod being played to shuffle back into the deck from the discard pile. 3 basic energy. Lightning, Water, Purple. Mirage Gate being played here to attach a Psychic Energy to the bench Sableye from the deck, as well as a Water Energy to the active Comfey, giving it away to retreat out of the active spot. Comfey retreats. Sableye is promoted into the active spot. And now, Path to the Peak comes down, shutting down those Rulebox Pokemon ability. Lost Mine, putting 12 damage counters. Is that how much HP Deoxys has? Yep, 120 HP, so 12 damage counters onto the opposing Deoxys to take the KO. Mew V promoted into the active spot. Play resumes on Mew's side. Featherball being played to search the deck for a Pokemon with free retreat and put it into the hand. Considering another Mew V just to fill up the bench. I wonder if there's any Mew VMAX in deck. I know one discarded earlier this game. Mew V, either way, being found off with a Featherball. Mew VMAX evolves on the bench. Player's going to take a look through their opponent's discard, try and download as much information as they can to better inform their next move. Boss's orders bringing up the Dragonite V from the bench. Mew V being put onto the bench and passing things over. Ooh, some more of a stall play here. Maybe the lack of energy comes down to the double turbo being discarded first thing this game. Either way, play is going to resume on the Lost Zone side, who draws and then passes. Lost City being put down by the Mew player, countering that Path to the Peak. Power Tablet coming down here. And now we're going to draw some cards with Fusion Strike System, up to 6. Looking for energy to attack with, double turbo energy. Ultra Ball discarding Battle VIP Pass and Genesect V to search the deck for a Pokemon card. Nothing found, but definitely thin the hand down in order to draw more cards with Fusion Strike System. Another Ultra Ball being played, pitching a Fusion Strike energy and another golden shiny card, just thinning it out of the hand. Now we can draw up to the full 6. We can draw 6 with the Fusion Strike System. Only from the Genesect that have the Fusion Strike energy, of course, thanks to that Spiritomb in play on the other side. Cramomatic being played, flipping tails. So, blank cards there. Another Power Tablet being considered here. Let's see what's in the discard pile. What all have I played? How many of these do I have left? What do I have left? Second Power Tablet coming down, and Iono. Second Power Tablet, looking for the KO on this Dragonite V. Iono, both players shuffle their hand, put it at the bottom of their deck, and draw cards equal to their remaining prize cards. Another Cramomatic coming down, pitching a Cramomatic, flipping that coin to see another Tails. Another Cramomatic, Tails. So was that 3 5s in a row? Unlucky. Nothing you can do about that. But pass. Yep. The Genesect V with no Fusion Strike energy cannot use its Fusion Strike system, but imagine if it could. That Spiritomb putting work in here as play resumes on the Lost Zone side. What a game 3 we got going on. Draw and pass again from the Lost Zone player. Fusion Strike System number 1 on Mew's side to draw up to 6 cards. Finally finding that double turbo energy to attach to the Mew VMAX. It retreats, the active Mew free retreats into the Mew VMAX, but we're not quite taking the KO on the opposing Dragonite V without any modifiers, and all those Power Tablets were played last turn. Just going to swing hard. Force Seal Stone attached to the bench. And Mew V will copy, actually, Psychic Leap to do 50 damage. to the opposing Dragonite V. I'm going to take a 2-shot, so don't need to use the Technoblast anyways. And was that another draw pass on the Lost Zone side? Wow, this stall strategy on the Dragonite V really stuck. Hisuian Heavy Ball being played on Mew's side to look at the prize cards. No basic Pokemon there, so just a peek at the prizes in this case. Hisuian Heavy Ball goes to the discard pile, of course. We draw some more cards now. No, the deck's getting thin. Never mind. There looks like there's only 2 or so cards in deck, so we're not going to draw any more cards. And Mew is going to copy the Genesect V's Technoblast to take the KO on this opposing Dragonite V. Just eyeballing the board state here, seeing what cards are in the Lost Zone, what cards are in the discard pile. Really agonizing over this attack here. Is it the right thing to do, or do I, you can't really just rely on the stall. There's only 2 cards in deck. There is a boss's orders in hand. There we go. That was what was being debated. Do we play the boss's orders to potentially target another Pokemon on the bench? Because even though I'm going to get 2 prizes off this Dragonite V, what threats lie ahead? We shall see. KO on the Dragonite V. Sableye coming into the active spot on the Lost Zone side, where play resumes. What can our Lost Zone player put together here? Is it 2 prizes versus 2 prizes in this late game? Nest Ball being played to search the deck for a basic Pokemon to add to the bench if they choose. But nope, just playing it to thin it out of the hand and gain some deck knowledge here to better inform their next moves. Dragonite V is in the Lost Zone thanks to that Lost City, so it can't come back and swing for big damage. The Raikou V is gone as well. So, gonna course experiment. Looking at the top 5 and deciding what to get rid of into the Lost Zone. Forest Seal Stone is an easy choice. Echoing Horn goes as well. The other 3 cards kept. Concealed Cards discards a card to draw 2 more cards. Thanks, Radiant Greninja. Pat to the Peak coming down, shutting off those Roblox Pokemon abilities. And Lost Mine. Sableye attacking here, spreading 12 damage counters to the opponent's Pokemon in any way they like. So how can we best set up the win? All that's needed is a KO on a 2 prize Pokemon for the win. You definitely want to target a Genesect because the Mew V can evolve, giving it more HP. So all 12 going on the Genesect. Yep, so check. Here we go. Let's see what the Mew player can do. They cannot attack with the Mew VMAX in the active spot because they copied Technoblast last turn. Technoblast says you can't use Technoblast. You can't attack with Technoblast the next turn, or this Pokemon can't attack the next turn, something like that. The way around it is the Mew VMAX would have to go to the bench and then back into the active spot. Then it can use Technoblast again, but right now that Mew VMAX cannot attack. Did our Lost Zone player find a way? So that's probably what the debate was last turn with KOing the Dragonite or Boss's Orders. Boss's Orders, what should have happened? There was a Lost City in play too. Should have been a Boss's Orders on this Sableye to send it to the Lost Zone. Oh, and there's another Sableye in the Lost Zone too. So you don't exactly know your opponent's list, but it's a safe bet that the Lost Zone player only plays 2 Sableye. So boss's orders on that second Sableye, sending it to the Lost Zone. No more access to Sableye, and what we're seeing would not have been happening. Most likely, they could play 3 Sableye in their list, but you take bets, and there's odds and percentages and everything going through these players' heads right now. So is there a way for the Mew to attack this turn? We would need to see a free retreat and then something like an escape rope or a switch card. Switch card ideally, because you want to KO the Sableye. Our Mew player deciding what to do. Free retreating into the Mew. Evolving into Mew VMAX. You can only retreat once per turn, so we'd have to see something like a switch cart, which is in the discard pile. Not sure their counts, but Mew VMAX plays like 1 or 2 of those. Looking at the hand, trying to see if there's anything else they could do to get out of this checkmate scenario. If the Sableye is not KO'd here, that's lights out for our Mew player. Looking through their opponent's discard, seeing how many energy cards they have in there, how many recovery cards they have in there. What could they possibly do? But based off of the opponent's body language here, it seems like there's some writing on some walls. Let's see what's in the hand. Yeah, they asked what was in their opponent's hand. So let's see. In the Mew player's hand, let's go ahead and do an instant replay here, since we got time in the professor's lab today. Thank you guys for sticking around for these videos. Hope you're enjoying the games as much as I am. Alright, so there's no way for the Mew player to disrupt the Lost Zone player's hand, I'm guessing. I can't really tell what's all in the Mew player's hand. It's going a little too quick for me. But some discussion was had, and the Lost Zone player reveals a Mirage Gate and a Switch card. So even if the, I guess maybe there could have been a boss stall play again, even if the Mew player would do a boss stall play, the Lost Zone player has not 1, but 2 outs to get the stalled Pokemon out of the active spot, get that Sableye attacking again to clean up the KO on the bench Genesect V for the last 2 prizes of the cup, is what I'm going to go with happened. If you guys know better what happened, just let me know in the comments. Alright, so congratulations to our November 4th, 2023 League Cup champion, the Lost Zone player here. First place. Congrats to our top 4. Second place was our Mew player here. Third place was our colorless Lugia player, seen in another video. And fourth place, rounding out top 4, was our Charizard player. And as always, thank you all for coming out and playing some Pokemon. What'd you think of this video and the commentary? Please let me know in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time in the Professor's Lab.